right. Welcome everybody to our second episode.
Yes. April 16th, right?
April 16th.
Welcome back to BS with Carlos and Giselle. We have a couple questions here. Questions are a little serious, huh? Good questions.
A little political, huh?
Political. That's to say the word.
All right.
Okay. So I want to apologize for the editing on our first episode. Some of the questions were cut out, and the question that was cut out, it was really funny. So we're gonna ask the question again, and my dad's gonna say it one more time, and then we'll go back to the political questions that we have. Okay. Well, the question was, what was the dumbest thing you said out loud?
And I had told her that there's a lot of things I say that are pretty crazy. So, but I'm like, okay, well, let's think about maybe the most recent thing. So we thought about this last weekend. And my brother-in-law, who is in construction, white guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Works with a lot of Mexicans.
Yeah, and I asked him, how do you say gloves in Spanish? And he had the biggest smile on his face. And he knew what it were. He's all, guantes. And then I looked at him and I told him, want these nuts in your mouth? It was great because just to see his expression go from being super proud of himself,
knowing that he knows the word,
and then just got him. Okay,
now it's the questions. Ready?
All right, let's go for it.
What do you think about the president's banning corridos in Mexico?
The Mexicans, I don't really know too much about it, but I think I am a believer in free speech.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like in the U.S., like we ban rap, right? They say crazy thing in rap songs, like I'm gonna go shoot you, I'm gonna go do this crazy thing.
And that's how most of the Mexican songs are.
So I don't agree with it. I think they should be able to do their art. To them, music, it's art. So they should be able to express themselves however way they want to.
Yeah, that was another question. Do you agree with it or not? And of course you don't agree with it after you just said that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't agree with it either. I feel like the music is their free of speech and they can say whatever they want to say in their music, and that's their music. And I get it. Yes, the people are going to come for them, the cartel, if they say something that they don't want to say.
That's not our problem.
That's not our problem. They decide to sing the song and make the song like how it was. Yeah. Well, this is a question that we talked about, if you want to say it or not, on this podcast, and we are. What do you think about the LGBTQ/trans?
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm okay with it, right? I think there's no problem.
Yeah.
With whatever you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You could choose to live your life however way you want to live your life. I just the only thing is I where I don't agree is like when you have like trans people coming to like or dressed up in drag and reading books to like little kids, because little kids don't know what that is,
like,
right?
They're kids at school trying to learn.
Yeah, so I that's what I don't agree with. But if they want to do what they want to do it, and they want to go out, express themselves. Like, I'm okay with it. Just, don't go around and
don't
push
the kids,
agendas with kids. And, there's theories out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. So, some people say, why do they go after the kids, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, but they say, how regular people, we just have kids, right?
Yeah.
So the trans people can't have kids because they're trans.
Yeah.
So what do?
They try to get other kids.
They try to convert the little kids. Mm-hmm. And that's the way of them multiplying. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just kind of what I hear. But it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like...
Well, now as an athlete...
That's what I was about to say. As an athlete, I have encountered playing versus a man. that said that
Don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
It's a trans.
a trans. sorry, I really apologize.
Yeah, you have to be politically correct here.
Okay, at the
Because we don't want to offend nobody.
I know, I'm sorry. And I was playing against a trans person, and
And we don't actually know.
I think it was because I don't get pushed around like that. And the muscles were absolute that dead. No one has muscles. You probably have muscles like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I'm not. I think it was. And yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid playing against a man. I feel like there's when you're born a man, you're 10 times stronger than a woman,
Yeah.
and that's for sure. Like,
Did you go with me to that flag football game that we saw where in high school
where
there was a
yeah.
trans? We're not going to say his school names or anybody.
Mhm.
But, dude.
He was demolishing. That kid was demolishing.
Baller.
Was everybody.
6'2". And it was just unfair.
Do you think they're doing that just to get higher in life with playing women's sports?
I think right now, I think it's a common sense thing, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're an athlete, you're not that good when you compete with people of the same gender as you. So, you want to be the top dog, so you move to another gender, right?
Yeah. That's what
I don't think that's
I don't think that
it's only going to get you so far. They're pushing it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm happy that right now it's we're like in the level of, I feel like, common sense in America. Like, does it make sense, right?
Yeah, I did not.
And but yeah, so I think it's difficult because like all this like lesbian and gays got brushed into LGBTQ,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think there's a lot of like issues, like, people could be whatever they want to be,
Yeah.
but the trans is kind of pushing a lot of agendas, and in the bathrooms, like, you see, ever since you were little, right?
Yeah.
When that'll happen. Oh, by the way, thank you, Obama, for letting them come into the bathrooms. But you see, mom and dad always have to take you guys.
So like once we
the
go
bathroom.
to like restaurants and stuff, like my parents make sure that either one adult goes with us to a bathroom, because men do go in women's bathroom, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Because who knows how they are? Maybe they might be a
Weird, right?
pedophile or something. But it's not okay to have men in the bathroom because it's scary.
I would agree.
I'll be scared. I haven't encountered one yet, but actually no. I think we were in Santa Cruz one time. Me and my friend Kaya, we went to the bathroom. I think we encountered a man in the bathroom hiding in the stalls.
Weird.
That was
right?
super scary. I think it wasn't in Santa Cruz. Either Santa Cruz or San Francisco, but
That's weird.
it was weird. Yeah, and that's crazy.
Now let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So in school, do you ever see like pride flags in your school?
Like, what? Can you elaborate?
classroom.
Like in the classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple teachers do have that in the classroom.
Okay, and then do those teachers also have an American flag?
No, just the pride flag.
Just the pride flag,
Yes.
no other flags.
No.
All right,
I only
let
had
me-
one teacher. My history teacher only had an American flag in the classroom.
No.
Just one.
Bless that guy, huh?
Bless that guy.
Or girl, whoever
It's
it
a
is.
guy. It's a guy. Bless
Okay.
him. Bless him.
So, I would recommend you do your own research. Mm-hmm. Right.
Don't trust you. Trust it,
You,
but
you could,
research it.
but from what I heard is they're supposed to represent. After they could do whatever they want in their classroom, right?
Yeah.
But you could go in and ask them, bring the little flag, the same size, bring the U.S. flag, and ask the teachers, "Hey, could you put this up too, so we can have everything represented?" And if they say no, say, "Okay, I'll just leave this. If you could just please think about it," and then the next day, you could ask them again. Oh, did you think about it? If they say no, then okay. Then I heard that you could go get the district involved,
With
get
that,
an attorney involved, and it's a big issue.
Yeah. Because
You know,
you have
even
to,
Pledge of Allegiance, like some of the
I don't do Pledge of Allegiance in
saying pledge. Well, I don't know if it's required in high school, but I think it's required in elementary school.
And our little siblings said that they don't do it at
my,
school.
my kids don't do it. I don't know why.
if your kids, or if you're watching this and you guys do the Pledge of Allegiance, please tell us. Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know if people could do it.
Yeah. My little ones don't know it.
Really?
I know it.
Yeah. I mean, I did it. I think I did it in Carson, or in my school, in middle school, in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then once I hit high school, they stopped doing it.
Okay.
Well, here's another question. What do you think is an appropriate age to date? Because as we're talking about this topic, and I feel like that's a good...
That's two different topics.
Yeah, it's two different topics.
Okay. So, what's a good age to date? So I think it's different. It depends on the person. Mm-hmm. Right? It depends on priorities. Mm-hmm. Responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Are you an athlete? Do you have time? Is it going to take away from your goals? And
is it going to stop?
And you just have to look at it like, oh, not just because, I like this person, I want to.
Or not because your friends are dating.
Or
not
my
because
friends are
dating.
Yeah, none of that. You have to do you, because you don't want to get pushed into something, and you don't want to date a lot of people. You just gotta, everybody gets and matures in different levels.
Yeah. Well,
like, for example, like for me, I couldn't stay out of a relationship. We started dating from like freshman year all the way through.
So like once you broke up with the girl, you like.
Oh yeah.
You were fine. You were on the next.
On the next, all the time. So I had like this little piece of paper where I had like I remember saying the paper.
You said this on the last podcast.
Yeah. Did I say that?
I think you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Where I had my main girlfriend there, and then I had like 7 girls around.
And pick which one you wanted to go next?
No. So as I broke up, then I would go to the next one. Dude, this. So that's what I'm saying is, guys, we're scumbags.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Guys, when do you think, I would say, like, when's, like, guys, they don't, like, girls, I'm going to say something. Girls take relationships so seriously. Like, they do. They want that relationship to be their everything. That. And guys know that. I think guys are like, I just want a girlfriend just to say I have a girlfriend sometimes. That's how people in high school are. Were you like that?
I wasn't mature till I met your mom.
Until you met the one, basically, because you married my mom.
Yeah, but even then, it was once you were born, that's when it kind of changed my life.
So you think...
Where I didn't want to go to the bar, I didn't want to go to the club, I didn't want to go,
So having a baby made you be like, I need to step up and be a guy.
You had, now I had a responsibility.
Yeah.
So that changed everything. Because I used to just be able to take care of just me, and then take your mom to the local Outback Steakhouse, right?
I can't believe
because before I met your mom, dude, your grandparents only took her to Burger King.
Grandpa, if you're watching this.
Yeah, I heard Burger King, Taco Bell when it was Mexican night.
And then back then, the Outback Steakhouse was the spot, dude.
That was the spot. Dude.
I love Outback.
I didn't even have to take your mom to nicer places. She was
not even the Brazilio Steakhouse, dude.
That's right. And Cheesecake Factory. Oh, you're gonna take me to the Outback? Oh my god! You're gonna take me to the Cheesecake Factory? OMG! Yeah.
The BJ's.
BJ's, yeah. Oh, you want a Pizookie hoodie? Yeah.
They're all like $2 back then.
That's right. Yeah, but Dad had a job. Dad had a good job, and we were able to have fun. Had a nice car. Thanks to Grandpa, thanks to Abuelo, dude.
Abuelo
hooked me up.
Hooked you up? What car was it?
My first car was a '62 Cadillac, so it was huge. So you guys can look it up. You think a
Cadillac would be my first car?
No, maybe.
You said
it had the fins on the bottom. And then it had power windows for a 1962. It's a big boat, dude. It was badass.
Badass car, dude.
Yeah, and then after that one, I had a '68 Firebird. And then I had a Denali SUV. And then I got my Cadillac. And then I had a Jetta.
Ooh, the Cadillac. It was
CTS.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I remember that was. I remember that Cadillac.
You got it. And then
Did you have a Dodge? Yeah.
Dodge? No, never.
Oh, can you tell them the whole story of my mom in your car at a wedding?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Dude, this story is funny, guys.
So my dream car. Well, I wouldn't say my dream car, but
Well,
a
that
car
was your
that I
baby.
always
That was your
wanted
baby. That was your baby.
was a CTS Cadillac, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got my car, black on black, fully loaded, luxury package,
Amazing car.
beautiful car, right?
It looked.
And
It
that
looked
was-
brand new every day.
So washed it all the time, right? So we go to a wedding in Hollister, and
Wait, by the way, my mom thought she was completely sober.
yeah,
He
easy there,
claims.
easy
He
there,
claims.
easy there. So we had a couple drinks, and I was fine. But your mom said, "Oh yeah, I didn't drink at all. Like I was fine, but I shouldn't have listened to her." We go and we're driving, and now it's because where the where you just drove to where the wedding was.
Where was
But
it?
it's in the same area. The hotel was in the same
So it was like a circle.
in the same thing. Yeah. So we just drove. It was like on the other side of the property because it was like a winery.
Oh, I know
we would
what you mean,
drive
I
to
know what you mean,
we would drive to the hotel. So it was like a 3-minute drive,
Yeah,
but
no.
it would have been like a crazy walk. So we would drive to the thing. We're driving back,
It
right?
should be crazy about that.
And then to go to the hotel, there was like a circle thing where it was like a roundabout, and you would go. And Mom just didn't see it, and she just went right through the roundabout, and then the skirt of my car pops off, and I'm pissed.
I can
And
imagine.
then instead of backing up, she goes through because there's like bushes around. Then the whole side of my car
Scratched
was
up.
scratched from the bushes.
Ooh, how mad.
I was mad.
And then-
I was mad, but whatever.
And then how did you guys drive home the next day?
So, and this thing was my baby, right?
I know.
So,
You're probably crying in the
so
inside.
I wasn't crying.
Sure.
But it's
in
like-
the inside, in the inside.
Like
It's
I'm
hard.
thinking now, it's like, oh, whatever. There's nothing for nobody to steal, and we're in a hotel winery in Hollister, so it wasn't gonna be like.
And Hollister was nice. It's nice. Right?
Yeah, it's all right, but it was a secluded area, so it's not. But like I took the skirt off. I put it in the hotel room. We slept. The next day, we're driving back, and then we have the skirt hanging out inside of the car. So
Was it embarrassed?
Yeah. It was just like, and everybody thought it was funny except for me.
Because it was your car.
Now it's funny.
Now it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had all those cars, right?
Yeah.
And which car is your favorite out of all these cars? Like all the cars you had? Would you?
Ooh.
Wait. We haven't finished the car list. It was your Cadillac.
Yeah,
You started,
Cadillac.
and then the Jetta,
Jetta.
and then now.
No, Denali. No,
No, it was a
Denali, Cadillac, Jetta,
And then it's
Atlas. Remember the
I
Atlas?
forgot
Lemon
about
Law?
that. But you didn't have that for a very long
No,
time.
because it was a bad car.
It was a
It
bad-
It got lemon lawed. And then
Now you have your truck, right?
then I got my truck and then Mom's Cadillac.
Yeah. Out of all the cars you got, Dad, which one would you say like
The Escalade.
you like the Escalade more than your truck?
Yeah.
My mom has a really nice Escalade.
Yeah.
She just not the best driver.
Still not the best driver.
Still not the best driver. As I was gonna say, what about my first car? Have you thought about that?
Yes.
Would you want
So
me to
once
join
you-
the Cadillac family?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be definitely a used car because insurance is crazy. Insurance is super
I
expensive.
absolutely get that because I don't mind having a used car as long as I'm driving a car.
I think as long as you have a backup cam and
Can you teach me how to drive?
like a newer car that's easy to maneuver. I think that's it. Like
Because when I'm driving with my grandma, she has no backup cam, and
tough.
it's so tough. Now,
So
like,
I'm thinking like a 2017 and to 2000. What the heck is going on over there? 2016 to 2018.
do they have backup
I
cameras?
think
on there?
car. Yeah, all of them. I think from 2014 or 12 and up, all the vehicles have. It was required to have backup cameras.
Yeah.
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 So we'll see. We'll see what you get.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, here's about the president. What do you think about a president today?
I think it's good. I think I'm a supporter.
Okay.
There's different things, different views people have, right?
Yes.
One of the biggest things is I think things get thrown around, like for example, like fascism, and they don't know what it means.
Yes.
So fascism is, and you know, you guys could look it up, but in a simple way is having expanding government, and the government has control of the people.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you got to ask yourself, like, why would they call that, you know, Trump that? Because he's not. You know, what is he doing now? He wants to cut government waste and spending. Mm-hmm. He's making the government smaller by getting rid of the people that don't go to work. He's getting rid of the Department of Education, right? And you would think, like, if you think about it, oh, that sounds horrible, right? But the U.S. is failing in the education system.
Yes.
I think you're a good example of that, right? So, I mean, it's not the same. I was able to multiply in 7th grade, and I still multiply better than you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not testing that.
Or whatever in elementary whenever it was that we did it, right?
Yeah.
So
school doesn't even teach cursive no more. Like they don't even teach writing.
It's different, right? They're over there drawing circles and boxes and X's and lines and dots.
If you see Gabby's homework,
I have no idea. I have to YouTube how to figure it out. It just doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So it's the opposite. So he's bringing down the government. He is bringing different countries, alliances to pay their fair share, right? Because the U.S. is always, you know, sending money to Ukraine, sending money to Israel, sending money here, there, boom. We're in everybody's, right? He's stopping all that. He's changing the tariffs, which is very, you know, we don't know where that's going to go. It's a big unknown. I think it's, people say like, oh, is the tariff a tax? And I see it like he's using it like a tactic.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, so he's bringing countries to the table to say, okay, let's renegotiate our line, and they're coming back to the table now. All the pressure's on China, and then and we'll see what happens. It's to be determined. The thing is that there's going to be a midterm. The Republicans run the House, the Senate, then they have the office. So the tariff, this pressure, I'm thinking by summertime, hopefully everything gets figured out, because there's going to have to be a change, right? Because if it doesn't work, they don't want the Democrats to come and take over, right?
Yeah.
But the Democratic Party is lost. It's like, I used to be a Democrat, you know that?
Yeah, you told me. Yeah.
I used to be a Democrat, and the reason I stopped being a Democrat is I was watching the news, CNN, and Trump is a racist, Trump's this. Then Obama's like, oh, he said there was two people, there was good people on both sides. I'm like, man, how could this guy run for president and say that? So I pulled up the thing, and it's like, there's good people on both sides. And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the racists. They should be condemned and by all means. So the news will cut the part that says, and I'm not talking about the race, and then they would just show the good people on both sides.
So they would just cut parts like that just to make Trump look bad.
To manipulate the people of America.
See, that's how messed up this thing is. Like,
and that's why it's all messed up. That's why like if you look at podcasts, like popular podcasts, you don't see too many successful liberal podcasters.
You don't.
No, it's like Joe Rogan, VBD, comedians out there, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. All these guys are the main that own this space, right? And Governor Newsom is trying it, right? And he got destroyed by Charlie, and people criticize him for coming to the table to say, okay, yeah, it's this and it's this and that, and he's like, okay, let's try to find some common ground, and then they destroy him. Bill Maher, I don't know if you probably don't know who Bill Maher is. So it's HBO comedian. He is anti-Trump, and he had Kid Rock on his show, and Kid Rock invited him to the White House, and then he met Trump, and then he came and said, "Oh man, Trump is not what I expected him to be. He was laughed, he was cool, he was chill. I like him. He asked me what my opinions are," and that's the thing, right? Trump's not a politician. He's a businessman. He has a goal. He wants to make America great again, and not everybody's perfect, right? And I'm not saying he's like the most perfect person. He said some
mistakes.
He said some crazy things, but we're men. We all make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So, but as far as I know, I feel like I consider myself like a non-party affiliate, so I consider myself an independent, and I look at things from before I make my choice on anything. I like to watch both sides, CNN and Fox News, because it's you get to hear both arguments.
Yeah.
And then I make my opinion.
Like a debate, right?
And the thing is, and then also my opinion is also swayed by, my by beliefs religiously. I'm a Catholic. I don't go to church every single month, but every single day, every single week. But I'm not the best Catholic, but I still have my values and beliefs based on how I was brought up.
Yeah. And
to say like, there's a lot of things like abortions. Like, do I agree with you? Would I agree? Am I for them? It's like, no, I got 4 kids, right? I'm not going to abort no kid. But, it's not.
But there's some people that are not.
But I also believe that church and state should be separate. So what does that mean? That means my Christian beliefs shouldn't influence the government. So with that being said, I even though I'm personally against abortion, I think as a society they have to come to some common ground, and I don't know what that is. I think no matter what, so say it's like 2 months, 3 months, I don't know, right? I just don't feel comfortable with 6 months. I don't feel comfortable with 8 months, and that's where I think as politicians come, and they need to come together and come up with some type of common ground, right? Because there's things that could go wrong, and I think it should be between the doctor and the woman. But at the same time, where does the man come into play, right?
Yeah.
You could have the baby, then the guy's stuck for child support, blah 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 blah. But they'll say my body, my choice. But I would say don't have an abortion, have the baby.
Put it up for adoption.
The guy has no choice, right? It's all about the woman.
Yeah.
Right. But if that's the case, they shouldn't be able to get child support.
I agree with you. Yeah. So like you think the woman has because the woman obviously has the baby, and the man has no say about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty upset.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, everybody has their opinions. That's just my opinion.
You have other questions? Anything else to say?
No, that's. Yeah. So overall, I think he's doing a good job. I'm excited to see what happens. I think we all have to have patience. I think that we should all be rooting for whatever president is in office. We shouldn't want bad things to happen to our country.
Yeah, like
we live in the best country in the world. We have freedoms here that most people don't have and don't know how to take advantage of.
Yeah.
I think sending all these people. Now, did you hear the next of the thing where they're criticizing Trump for the mistake that they deported the one person that was a mistake? It turns out that guy was like a gang member.
Really?
Yeah. So he was going to get deported anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's a whole other thing. There's stuff going on, but there's, like I said, there's two sides. There's two sides to every story.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like people are hating on Trump, right? And I feel like they don't see what Trump does. Like they just don't think.
They don't know.
They don't know. Like they don't look
They're brainwashed.
at the news.
I was brainwashed. I was brainwashed.
Yeah.
I thought because I'm Mexican, I gotta be a Democrat.
Yeah, and like before people assume, like you have to look at other people's opinions, and we have to listen to other people's opinions. We can't like be like I feel like because there's some people in our family that
don't like me,
don't like you because of his thing, which is like absolutely like horrible. Like I get my dad, and I get other people's opinions too.
Yeah,
but it gets to like you can't be so mad at somebody just because
that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Just because we have different political views, right?
Yeah,
and it's like some people blame Trump for like just around the nation. COVID was their fault.
Like how is COVID?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know who he was listening to Fauci, right? So all the deaths that happen is on Fauci.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't know if I mentioned this on the last podcast, but like with COVID and the they would say like with China, it's come out, it's came from the Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
That's why China was so prepared, because they knew that the US and Fauci, they were up to something, because war could be in different ways now. Could be through an illness, right, or a virus, and that's why they shut the whole country down for China, and they were like all covered up, and they took it super serious. So yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I can't believe people are so crazy about this. Like, I understand why people are so crazy, but I don't understand why people in my family don't like you because of that thing. It's crazy.
Nope.
It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's okay.
I just leave my buddies. That's it, huh? My buddy Mike, my buddy Dave, my buddy Ben.
They believe in you, Dad. They believe in you. Shout out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was a good podcast today.
I feel like we have more questions now. Nope,
well, what do you think about I want to say this question.
Okay.
The they and thems. We're gonna talk about this, okay?
Oh,
because we did talk about this in the car. We were on the way to Starbucks, and I was talking about him to that because I had a couple questions, because I was encountered in the classroom and I actually called this person their thing because I thought they were a girl. And I said she, and she lashed it, like they lashed it out on me saying, how can you assume this to me, blah, 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 you don't know, you just assumed that I'm with a girl. And I was like, whoa, I was shocked. So and
then she told you that,
and she started screaming.
I'm they, them.
Yeah, she's like, I am they, them, you can't report all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, we're not going to talk, I just let it slide. I just went okay, and the teacher told her to calm down.
You gotta take the high ground.
And my dad told me something that is actually true. Like, you want to tell me what you told me?
Well, I think you go back to the English language, and with the school systems being broken, it's a lot of it's easy for people to get away with this. So when you see a group of people on the outside playing basketball,
yeah,
right?
Yes.
What do you say?
They're playing basketball, or they
are playing basketball.
They are playing basketball,
right?
Yeah.
If you see one person playing basketball,
he or she is playing basketball.
He or she is playing basketball, right?
Yeah.
So for one person to say they them, it's just
It absolutely makes no sense
it
to me.
makes no sense, and this is why the country is divided. People, I think it's, to be honest with you, I think it's like mental issues, right? They should be on some type
Yeah,
of
like
medication.
we were talking about the other day too.
or therapy. There's people that think they're dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was
They
gonna
think
bring up.
they're what do they call them? Furries, right?
Yeah,
People
that's
think that
they're just like well, one of our friends said that that she used to work at the convention thing, right?
Oh,
or a
yeah.
hotel.
In the hotels.
And she said
And when they're the furry conventions, they wouldn't use the bathrooms at the hotel.
they
would
would
have
use
litter boxes,
if they were cat,
and
they would
just
use little.
shit in the litter box. So it's like human shit, and they would leave the rooms hella nasty.
That is freaking
Gross.
disgusting. People how do you poop? like that's insane.
And then they just go like that to wipe it.
Yeah, like, are you like they're all wiping it on the wall? So
gross.
nasty. I just imagine the janitors.
Poor people, right?
Imagine the janitors cleaning that mess. Like that's absolutely insane. Yeah, that's crazy. That's another question I wanted to ask you.
Another one?
No, that was
it.
That was it.
Cool. Then we could end it there. I think next time, next podcast we'll talk about bullies.
Yes, we're gonna.
That was
bullying.
we had some questions about bullying. I'll give you my insight on how I feel about that. Right, son? Because my son gets bullied, huh?
Matthew doesn't get bullied.
All right. So we'll talk about that next time. Maybe we'll have Matt as a special guest next week, or in a couple days whenever we do this, and we could ask him about his experiences.
Yeah, because
All right.
Dad, have you ever experienced bullying before?
We'll talk about it next podcast.
Okay, we'll talk about it next podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I feel like this podcast was much better than
A lot better. Hopefully
podcast.
the video was good.
Yeah.
And then thank you guys for your time. Hopefully you enjoy this. We'll go from there.
Okay. Bye, guys.